Confirming for you the results for qualifying. I say it every week. I say it again. Bags Liddell is the fastest, just ahead of Invero. Juggles with the 111 alongside Bryony, Jake, Jazz CB, your league leader. All the attention, the pressure, the spotlight on that man. Club Clifford, Hamilton, weirdly quick. Maddie, you know what? The AI did quite well. Or have Abe and others not done well enough? The weather is set fair here in Monaco, race 5 of the Grand PriTK, and it is Bihar and Jimmy. Let's go with an interesting strategy to start. Maybe not too surprising after they took the L in qualifying. There's a horse up on the wall. Bihar is out of there. Jimmy Dimes colliding with Lando. That doesn't help anybody. Bags, Invero, a few others out clean. Treaders is gone as well. Expected there might be an incident or two. That was certainly spectacular from the Haas. It's just the VSC for now. But with the damage that we saw, I can't imagine it stays that way. Surely. Bags Liddell, Invero, Juggles, Bryony, Jake, Clifford, all good. So I can only assume that means that Jazz received some contact. Maybe it was from Bihar, maybe someone else. Arbate down in 16th. Bihar and Treaders, their races are done and dusted. They do not even make it past turn 2. Carlos Sainz, a casualty. Hamilton avoids a flag. Jimmy with some penalties. Treaders just leaves. Interesting. Some people just don't have the mental fortitude for the pre-TK. Let's be honest, VSC is gone. Bags is away. In so many races, we have seen Bags get away, stay ahead, and it's not quite enough on Monaco. We do not want to look away at all, ever. A lot of races, a lot of drivers rather, pitting. Jimmy Dimes, some AI, Jazz and Matty also taking some damage. Invero staying within 1.5 seconds of Bags Liddell. Invero maybe not talked about enough. Picking up just a few points here and there along the way. He has 15 points. 9th overall in the standings with finishes of 9th, 11th, 6th and 8th. On the week he did not get a top 10 spot, he actually got a point for fastest lap. So at least a point every week. Juggles in 3rd. Absolutely steaming past the chicane. Bryony 4, Jake in 5th, and if one AlphaTauri has not started well, although Jazz has gone up to 13th, overtaking Giofanazzi, maybe Jake can lead the line. Club Clifford and Alpine had a shocking race in Silverstone. Not a happy day out. He and Bryony hoping for a much better race week. Gazalinga in the Rari, doing us proud. Represent up in 7th. That one Aussie. Mentioned him earlier in 8th. Honey Badger. Have a feeling will keep on getting better as it goes. The only thing lacking in his toolkit perhaps is a lack of race understanding or race practice. As he gets used to the tracks, he'll only get quicker and quicker. Arbate in 11th, Matty in 12th. And there is a lot of work to do early on, of course, for Jazz CB, who has run 3 races in a row after finishing 2nd in the opener. He is your pre-TK leader and the one to look out for. Jimmy Dimes in the pit again. His effectiveness in this race, barring a crazy incident or two, arguably over. 4-second lead for Bags Liddell. Invero and Juggles. Have a look here with Jake and Clifford. Gaza 5 seconds behind, but this is not where you want to be if you are Jake 67W in between the Alpines. Just behind Bryony, just ahead of Clifford. They're right near Juggles now as well. Everything's slowing right up. No contact. They're doing extraordinarily well to keep it clean. And there's been an incident further back. Honey Badger and R-Bait will pit. Jazz is up to 11th already. You do get those Hamilton vibes from Jazz. It doesn't matter how far back he starts. That Jimmy cutting a corner. It's Jimmy into the wall. His race is done. His worst ever PriTK effort. You might be inclined to agree. Back with the quality. Clifford just a half second behind. Jake absolutely sandwiched. It's the perfect world for it. I feel like it's overused in all sports, the sandwich, and yet, have a look at this. Front to rear with Brani. It feels like a magnetic connection. Another incident, perhaps. Gaz has slipped down to 8th. Aussie up to 7th. No legit safety car as yet, just the VSC. We try and keep the race flowing. Some drivers, they get off to a bad start. Wish that things might bunch up more. It has been fed back to me, but tough bickies. Bags with a 5.5 second lead. Juggles just behind Invero. And we are watching this battle just behind the podium spots. Brani, Jake, Clifford, and Aussie is gaining. I guess the closer they stay together, the more caution there may be. Hazza in 8th, ahead of Lando. Jazz in 10th. Matty, Badger, and R-Bait have a lot to do, but there is plenty of time remaining. Some contact with the wall there. Not sure this is my favorite angle to understand the race scenario, but we'll stick with it. Looks pretty. That chat with Invero as well, by the way. Slightly different rules for the PriTK in that you can get the bonus point for the fastest lap wherever you finish in the top 20, just to make sure there's something for everyone. While there's plenty of time left for your more conventional points. R-Bait, Badger, Matty, they will want to have a look at a fastest lap for at least 1 point for their efforts. It is often said that Monaco is the truest test of a driver's ability. Based on that statement, Behart, Treaders, and Jimmy, not even close to the discussion. Past the water, very scenic. The expensive yachts, spared no expense. And that will be Invero, I believe, into the pit. And indeed, Brani as well. I'm not sure about that tactically. I'm sure there must be some wing damage. However, he was doing an exceptional job at keeping Jake away. And Jake, look at him go. Plenty of pavement ahead for him to get away. Clifford will do well to stay within a second. Jake able to spread his wings. Not just because of that close personal battle. If you have a look at the PriTK overall, AlphaTauri are utterly dominant thus far. 127 points. It is almost double what Brani and Clifford have on 67. So a slow Jake, a slow AlphaTauri is doubly good. You have to say to his credit, Clifford is very much sticking with Jake for the moment. Brani, after pitting, comes out into 9th spot. Jazz still 11 or so seconds behind him. Bags Liddell comes into pit. The vast majority, if not all of these drivers, starting on the softs. I'm sure they'll move to the mediums to finish things off, and then maybe back onto the softs if need be. A fastest lap, or just because of a safety car incident, whatever it might be. You have to say things have been quite clean. While they might have suffered some damage and gone down the positions a little more than first desired, it's good to see that no serious racer is out yet in Monaco. We have a look at the top In order, Jazz, Bags, Aussie, Brani, Clifford, Jake, Joggles, Arbe, Invero, Badger, and Matty. So that is all of your top 10 and 1 still alive and racing. Very good opportunity, by the way, for Gazalinga to join those, as you see. Jake very slowly around the hairpin. Clifford with some slight contact, I'm sure. With the reduced damage settings we have, it won't matter too much. A little bit of feedback about that. We just want drivers to enjoy the race, to be quite honest. Not fussed about standard simulation damage. Already got 4 DNFs. There'll be at least 1 more to come before the race is out on a track like Monaco. But do your best all the way through. Joggles hanging out. We're back to the Alpine sandwich. How quickly things can change. The more things change, the more they stay the same, let's be quite frank. Gazalinga up in second, but yet to pit. Bags Liddell, 9 seconds ahead. We don't talk about him enough. For his sake, for Aston Martin's sake, you just hope he can hold on just this once. Lando yet to pit. Invero could well come out in second again after the pit stops. Joggles, Brani, Jake, Clifford, and Jazz CB. Your PriTK leader by some 28 points. If I'm not mistaken. In amongst the points again, Matty is there. Aussie. Have a look at this duel right now, though. Jake and Brani. Jake looking for the pass. It's not there. And then a little bit of contact because Brani very slow on that turn. Jake would love a way past, but it's Monaco. You're going to struggle. Patience, so key. We did a little warm-up, as we always do in the open lobbies before this race, and patience certainly is a virtue, one that these drivers need to cling to. See Lando just above this 3. Much as I would love to stick and twist, Lando really going to hold up the pack. I will, and Arbe with a corner cut, but down at 16th, maybe doesn't have to worry. Again, could get fastest lap, but Lando will hold up these drivers. The AI not top of the line, if you like. Brani, Jake, Clifford. And why I'm saying this is because you have a look at that split time. The Jazz CB. He will be eating it up. It was 9 seconds not long ago. Now it's 8.5. Jazz, his teammate in the AlphaTauri, very wide. Contact with the barrier. Yellow flags are out. What for? Is it Lando or Gazalinga in the pits? Gaza was due a pit. I still don't know what the yellow flags are for. Maybe I got a little excited over nothing. Lando, Brani, Jake, and Clifford. Jazz CB now 7.5 seconds. That gap will keep closing. Lando, get out of the way. Jake says, Brani, get out of the way. But there's no way through the blue and red wall. Arbe just straight out vibing right now. Enjoy the sights and scenes. That will be him done. Again, you get the feeling that he's just given up. I wonder if he's aware he can go for fastest lap. That honour may well fall to the likes of a Honey Badger. Maybe a Gazalinga and Aussie. Did say there'd be at least 1 more DNF. Well, there is your at least 1. And I just cannot switch. I do not wish to switch from this fascinating duel. Jake cannot get through. He's tried outside. He's tried inside. He's tried getting the wing inside the cockpit of Brani's car. There's no way through. And Lando continues to vibe more than anyone who's left. Holding up the blue, white, blue. It's very good news, of course, for Joggles and Invero. We're having their own duel with second and third. No way through. That gap, 7.5 seconds, Lando to Joggles. Those are those podium spots. Although it is important, we're looking at here, spare a thought for those top two. Behind Bags Liddell, the Alpine tries to go past on the tunnel, through the tunnel. Not happening. Honey Badger in 15th. The Williams driver with 10 points last week. Jake, corner cutting, slipping, sliding. He will continue to get more desperate. The longer we race, you can understand why. Is he through? The wheels are locked. Jakey. Spinning, turning, Brawny. And then the slight collision. Jake, the frustration evident. That is a very sweet move to get back in racing, to be fair. You get the sense he just had enough. Did Brawny put him in the wall? Is Jake now going to put himself in the wall? Aussie with the DNF as well. I said it earlier to Jimmy Dimes, who was too foolish to heed my advice. If you can just finish here in Monaco, it should be enough for points. If you have a look at that leaderboard, Giovinazzi, Ricciardo and Hamilton with 3 of the bottom 4 spots. There is only one human driver still racing who won't get a point today as things stand. And we've still got 5-6 laps to go. Jake and the AlphaTauri do not win that battle. Of course, what happened in the follow-up is that Matty Essendon went past. He made his debut last week, Matty Essendon. Superb driving, picking up 8 points in 6th spot. And Jazz CB goes past Lando, who's had to pit up into 6th. And we'll have a look at Brawny. The Alpine working together. Invero's now got a 3-second gap over Joggles. And hey, repetition, repetition. Bags Liddell and the Aston Martin back on top. Bags firmly in second. Would love to make some ground on Jazz CB. Honey Badger, again, fastest lap could still be on. He and his Williams teammate still fight. It's only going to be Honey Badger who can take up the fight with Aussie in 10th. Spinning out, we believe, and getting the DNF. Gazalinga still with a penalty. But to be honest, he might not be too upset with a point or two, depending on that penalty. Jake in the AlphaTauri, firmly back in 8th. There is good race pace from Matty Essendon and Jazz CB. Brawny in 5th. He might be having a little fling with another AlphaTauri, except that is another pit stop for Brawny. Jazz CB up in the 5th position. My oh my, things are looking better and better for Jazz CB. Bob Clifford up in 4th. Joggles 3rd. The driver in the Red Bull, no points week 1. But some decent results in the last 3. 7th, 4th and 7th is Joggles, about to get his first podium here in PriTK Season 2. Would of course be Invero's first podium and highest finish as well. Best result so far was his 6th in Canada. And then this man, he needs no introduction. Took out Melbourne, then missing out on the podium in Austria and Canada before a 2nd position last week. A thrilling race it was too. You're seeing very clearly, by the way, why I leave ghosting on. The back markers would ruin this race, in my opinion. Badger pits again. Get on the softs, lad. Have a go for fastest lap. See what you can do. Get that Williams out there and firing. Gazalinga playing a bit of bumper cars down in 13th. Might not have a lot to aim for outside a fastest lap either. Jake is back in the pit. Maybe Jake's having a look at a fastest lap. Things have changed dramatically. This means Bryony is past Jake again. Giovinazzi won't catch up. You can see in your map there, bottom right corner. Miles ahead. A 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Dear oh dear. Lando getting the job done in those vacant McLaren spots. Bryony, Matty, and Jazz CB. Here we go again. 3 and a bit laps remaining. We're going to stay with your pre-TK leader. Matty Essendon falling a little bit behind. 3.5 seconds. Very slow. Clifford into that final turn now. Onto the Strait of Swords. And Jazz. Dream about some points. Dream about a podium. Or is he going to have to be content with a 5th spot? Maybe 4th if he can find the move past Clifford. Around the hairpin. Similar lines. Will stay around that second mark as they fly through the tunnel. Jazz is a man on a mission. All the way back there at the start. Was it Bihar taking him out? What went down? Now he has a shot. 5th place at worst. If he can keep it on there. 4th place, a realistic opportunity. The top 3 look very much settled. Unless, like every race so far, we're going to see some final lap drama. It's not exactly cautious through the corner. Jazz looking for every advantage. Gaza has had enough. The Rari is out. Oh, I'm sorry, but that's just fantastic. They freaked out. I've been there myself. I'm laughing with them, or in a relatable way. I'm certainly not laughing at them, if I can make that clear. When you see a car sideways on the track, Gazalinga, you tend to brake no matter what, but ghosting is on. You believe that they should have been fine, and indeed would have been fine, but the caution ingrained in the drivers. What happens if he doesn't ghost? What happens if I'm out of Monaco because I drove into a stationary vehicle? Matty picking up a penalty through the chicane, just trying to get in touch, I guess, with the top 5. Bryony in 7th. After finishing 12th in Silverstone, it's a return to the points for Bryony, who was 3rd, 8th and 3rd prior to that. Jake in 9th, opportunity to finish 8th and maybe a fastest lap. But it appears this is indeed the duel. There's been some heated comments, some fiery intrigue, insights, discussion, straight out arguments and name calling between the drivers, not just in the pre-TK, but in other tournaments and lobbies throughout the most recent race week in between Silverstone and today. We'll change tact for what should be the victory lap. Bags Liddell from the start, showing his incredible race pace. And he's been able to marry that with a bit of discipline here in Monaco. Nobody doubts how quick he is. The defending champion from Season 1. And sure, maybe Bags is having a bit of fun himself, doing things he wouldn't do in a league race. But even he has decided to instill a bit of discipline here in Monaco. Not content Bags Liddell with a second place last week. He's come out here in Monaco, led from the beginning, gotten faster every single lap, and it is Bags Liddell over the line. He takes out Monaco. He is your winner. Invero very, very comfortably in second spot. 23 seconds behind Bags. That is a huge margin. The biggest we've had all season. But it is an excellent drive from Invero. His previous best was 8th. It's now second. And to be honest, the feel-good stories can keep on coming. What about Juggles in the Red Bull? Only just got into the PriTK in time. He gets his first podium of the season. He will finish third. And then Clifford, Jazz, and Matty. The little train, but they are unable to be separated. They stay in that order. Bryony, who had to pit yet again, all the way back on his lonesome. Down in 7th, Jakey in 8th. Not his race. A frustrating one, but it will be points for the AlphaTauri regardless. And what about McLaren? No one yet to race for them. Giovinazzi gets 1 point for the absent Bayliss, who might not be too unhappy that he missed out today after all. There it is. The pony ride from Bags Liddell. He loves that it's in the game. He finally gets to see it in the PriTK once more. The Australian back on top. Aston Martin back. The maximum amount of individual points. You have the feeling a Bags fastest lap might also be on the cards. That podium with him. Invero and Juggles will celebrate as well. Confirmation, Bags Liddell only just quicker, by the way, than Jake. 0.3 ahead, unless I'm missing someone else. So it stays a brilliant day for Bags and Aston Martin. Alpine move up a little bit more. The AlphaTauri have made some progress. One driver, one team. It's maybe not the best day for the Williams, who have been fighting along so well. Aussie and Badger have been superb. Aussie was in 3rd position. Williams were in 4th. And Red Bull and Mercedes in hot pursuit. I hope you enjoyed Monaco. We'll see you next week, same time, in Spa.